the principles. And in the principles, we did not cover issues like sectarian or whatever. They were clear. They were the political, and it was what both parties have agreed on, to stick to those principles. They did not bring up the sectarian issue as an issue that has to be tackled in resolving the crisis. Regarding the currency, single currency, it's really not under my mandate. We have the Monetary Council now. The Monetary Council is in charge of working towards solving or achieving the single currency. So I rather, with your permission, leave it to the right people to decide. But we all know what's happening in the EU, and we all have to learn from the financial crisis and the EU, the Euro zone and the Euro issues to see how we can benefit from it, and lessons learned for the single currency and the GCC. The environmental, we really need to work on. It is ongoing process and goal. Now, whether the countries will invest, it is a sovereign decision by the countries, but I'm definitely sure that it is always in consideration. There are a lot of researches and projects to work on the environment. The Millennium Development Goals for the human development, which is the United Nations Millennium Development Goals. We have achieved all of them. We need to work on the environmental side of the MDGs, and that's also a part of it. But the investment is really left to the countries.
Thank you very much indeed. I'm going to take one final question from the master of a college, and you can't say no to a master, so...
No one can say no.
Professor, you have obviously never chaired a member of a governing body of a college. There are plenty of people who say no to the master. My question...
I must be in the wrong college.
I'm Stuart Lang. I'm the Master of Corpus Christi College here at Cambridge, and also a member of the Faculty of Asian and Middle Eastern Studies. My question is to the Vice-Chancellor. We very much enjoyed what you said, Vice-Chancellor, about the existing links between Cambridge and universities in the Gulf. I wonder if you could expand on that a bit and tell us a bit more about what you think are the opportunities that lie ahead of us and perhaps the challenges that lie ahead of us. What can we do in the future to strengthen those links? What are the areas that we might profitably explore? And are there ways in which we can do better, perhaps, in attracting the best Arab scholars, both students and undergraduates and postgraduates, to come and study and work and research in Cambridge? Thank you.
Thanks, Stuart. It's a very complex question, and I think in part pertains to the questioner before, where you tackled the issue of human development. In 2011, at the height of some of the turmoil that was going on in the Middle East, I was privileged to be part of a debate at Davos that was exploring the issues of education in the Middle East, as the session was termed. There were many world-class universities. Cambridge was among them, and we were debating what are the main issues that actually will enable human development for the future. And we came up with several important principles. So that, just as the Secretary-General has said, the main asset of the region in the very long term has to be its human brain power. And the question is how do you develop it? The second conclusion was a difficult one, and you may all differ and you may disagree with that conclusion country by country, because as always with these meetings, generalizations come to the fore. There was a general feeling that in order to be able to join the panoply of the major world universities, there has to be a dramatic improvement in secondary education levels and attainment to be able to compete effectively for places in the major global universities. And that was something that most of the discussants at the meeting took away and said that this was an issue. And that's a very complex issue, because it is about training the teachers and ensuring that engagement occurs across the sector as a whole. And the Millennium Development Goals are hugely important in this, because, as I've said, the interface of education and improving human development is integrally tied with healthcare, it's tied with food security, it's tied with all of those basic human provisions so that you can expend that additional energy. Cambridge will seek to play its part. That's something we have committed to, but we will do so in the usual way that Cambridge does. Most of the activities that Cambridge builds up, firstly, are based around our research excellence. So there are many fields of research that are important. Energy, food security, I've named many of them already, but many areas of health and potential interaction. So those are going to be individual investigator to investigator bridges around which I hope will build up a longevity which enables the university to then participate in institutional bridges such as the ones that I've exemplified. And I do see those growing, because I do see the hunger and the aptitude within the region that will encourage people to come. Do I want students to only come to Cambridge? Yes, I would love them to come, because there are so many gifted academics, and we would love to have them be part of the academic community here in Cambridge. Their ability to come is almost entirely in the ability to obtain some support to be able to come here, and their own academic ability to engage. There are no boundaries from our point of view. One or two people in government might have some views about immigration policies. I've already made my views well known about those. I do not agree with them, and I'm quite openly say so.
Good.
But the maturity of a relationship with Cambridge and with British universities and top global universities, you will only know you've achieved when those partnerships become bilateral. When you know that you can attract as many strong academics from the European Union or from Britain or from America to want to come and work in the institutions in the Gulf region, because then you know you've achieved that level of maturity and that you're attracting the same top-class academics that Cambridge can, and that is when sustainability becomes really very important. So that's a very long way of answering your question, Stuart, but in summary, number one, yes, we're wide open to potential collaboration. Yes, I see those collaborations developing along the principles that I've said around the major global challenges. And thirdly, my ambition is that this becomes a two-way street, not a one-way traffic of academic staff.
So may I add, we are in the UK GCC strategic dialogue working on trying to ease the visa requirement and procedures. And I think that will also may help.
Well, thank you very much indeed, Secretary General and Vice Chancellor, for addressing us and for the discussion. Thank you for raising so many questions. This is not the end, this is the beginning, because our conversations will continue in the workshops, but also during social time. I'm going to, first of all, hand over to the Chairman of the Gulf Research Center, who will close the meeting. Dr. Abdulaziz.
On your behalf, and on behalf of the Gulf Research Center, I do like to thank the Vice Chancellor, the Secretary General, and Professor Yasser Sulaiman for them participating with us in this opening session. I have a special news. I went outside and I came back and I saw there's a beautiful sunshine. So we don't want to miss the group photo with that one, because that will be a special memory. As you can see, they're growing bigger. So this year it will be the most fascinating one. Abdullah will give a little note for the after the group photo where people should go. But thank you very much, sir, for coming. We really appreciate it.
I just want to add my vote of thanks to the speakers, His Excellency and the Vice Chancellor, and to the chair of the session, Professor Yasser Salman, for the last panel. And to thank you also for coming here and joining us. We, as the chairman had said, we are leaving from here, and we will walk towards King's College. So if you get lost, you just look up and see the highest building, and that will be King's College Chapel, and try to be there. But we will have guides and ushers who will guide you all the way to King's College, where we will have a reception, and the famous photograph will be taken there, and John will be the master of ceremony there. After the reception, there will be dinner. And unfortunately, due to the huge size of this event, we managed to find a bigger room for this meeting, but we couldn't find a bigger room in Cambridge to host you all at the same place. So we had to split you into different colleges. Most of the workshops, if I don't mention their names, will stay at King's College, in King's College Hall. But the rest, which include workshop number 6, International Tourism, workshop number 8, Gulf and Latin America Studies, number 9, Visual Culture in the Gulf, and number 13, Housing Markets. These workshops, people who participate in these workshops, either as directors or presenters or listening participants, will be guided to Selwyn College. Selwyn College is literally a college next door to this building, and they have a beautiful dining hall, so we will split for dinner. So again, workshop 6, 8, 9, and 13 will be to Selwyn College, and there will be guides who will take you from there back to Selwyn College. But after this, please follow the guides to King's College and to King's College grounds. Once again, thank you very much, Excellency, Vice Chancellor, Professor, and thank you.